Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 10, Episode 1, Sex, Lies, and Video Debates. I am thrilled. After what can only be described as a very lackluster Beverly Hills and Orange County, which we are still muddling through. Although, to be fair, last week was a thumbs up for me. But with all that being said, I am really looking forward to New Jersey. So let's get started. Ooh, okay. There is a lot of footage at the beginning. It is rapid fire. We start with talking about Joe getting out of prison, but then he's in that ICE detention, and then the kids are that's the worst part of the whole thing to me. Gia and Melania in particular are just like breaking my heart. And then there's a lot of comments about Teresa cocktailing it up, as Margaret says, being seen with this other guy and throwing drinks and stuff. Like Margaret said, last year Teresa was very namaste. Now she's just nasty. Let's be fair. I know that was Teresa's tagline last year, but Teresa was never namaste, okay? It looks like a lot has gone down between Teresa and Margaret. I don't know if this is like previews for what's to come or if this is all stuff that has been going on, because then the screen turns to black and it says 3 months earlier. Okay, as per usual, we are starting with snippets of the different housewives. We're at Jackie's house and her kids are, I don't know what they're doing. Her son is drinking something. I don't know, whatever that was. And then we flash over to Jennifer's house. All you hear is, cinch it, cinch it. And I swear I thought for a second that Bravo was like airing The Favorite, where the handmaids are like forcing the queen into her corset. But no, this is just Jennifer forcing her nanny to help wrestle her into this like compression suit because she just had liposuction. The rest is just so comforting. You know, we've got Dolores showing up to the gym where Frank and Frankie are working out. Nothing's changed there, but do you really want it to? No, it's just exactly the way it should be. And of course at Margaret's house, Marlene! You guys, Marlene is back. And Lexi, is it a new title? Lexi's title is creative director now. I feel like she's gotten some kind of a promotion. Oh, Lexi just had a baby. She's got a little 4-month-old named Nino. Nino? Doesn't that just mean baby or boy? You know, as I think about it, girls are named Nina. So, why not? As long as it's not No. We haven't seen No yet. Oh, God, this is so funny. Marge Sr. had been doing the books for Margaret's business for 15 years. And Margaret said, but, you know, God love her, but now with the baby there, she doesn't want to work around a baby anymore. So she took a bookkeeping job in the city. And we never see her. Marge Sr. is working a bookkeeping job in the city. I love it. Okay, so Lexi and Margaret, they get Joe to come and take the baby away so that they can just sit and gossip. Lexi is, are you like trying to get a housewife spot? Because she starts the gossip. Well, actually, Margaret said something about Marge Sr. is reliving her youth because she's out every night and, you know, all that. And Lexi said, speaking of youth, have you seen these articles about Teresa? Then we see these headlines. Teresa Giudice's enemy, Kim D, says she knew about cheating scandal. Her life's a lie. And Margaret's like, it's crazy. There's tons of cheating rumors going around about Teresa. There's pictures of her with some 20-year-old something guy and they're holding hands. Okay, if you watched Teresa and Joe Unlocked, they addressed it there and she claims, well, it was kind of funny, but she said, he's just a friend. He was helping me to my car. We're seen everywhere together. If there was something going on, we'd just stay in the hotel room. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They would have just stayed in the hotel room. Anyway, at this point, Margaret is saying, Joe's been away. He was away for 3 years. He's being detained and he's going to be deported. So she's been through enough. Sounds like she's supporting Teresa moving on, right? I don't know where things go wrong, but they do. Okay, back at Dolores' house, Frankie's working out again. He's a sophomore in college and he's working out all the time. He got first place in that fitness competition that he was in with Teresa. And so like a scout saw him and wanted him to start modeling. And Dolores is like, I'm not surprised. I mean, look at him. I mean, she's not wrong. Not to be creepy. I could probably be his grandmother. Okay, so Dolores is still living in the same house with Frank Sr. and Frankie. And where is her daughter? You guys, does anybody know? I mean, I'm sure she's away at college, but is there an issue as to why we don't even speak about her? Because she used to be on. They were both on when Dolores was first on the show. And now, I mean, I understand if she doesn't want to film. I get that. But does she not even want them to mention her name? Anyway, guess who comes over? David, her doctor boyfriend. After last season and all the chemistry between her and Frank, I'm surprised that's still going on. He does look rough. I mean, Dolores says you look tired, but it's more than tired. Well, here's the thing. I don't think he's ever been on the show before. We've seen pictures of him, but I don't think he's ever been on. So this is very interesting to me. Anyway, he's a doctor for high-risk pregnancies, I guess. So when she said, you look tired, he said, yeah, I just had a long day, and he's feeling bad because one of his patients is going to have to spend the remainder of her pregnancy in the hospital. He's all scruffy and he's got a flannel shirt on, but he does have a St. Joseph's healthcare cap on. So I don't know. Maybe the hospital wanted him to plug them. I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure I'm buying this kumbaya, lovey-dovey relationship that David has with Frank. I suppose it's possible. Frank just seems like a nice guy, other than the fact that he cheated on Dolores, but that was before we knew him. I like Dolores, and I want the best for her. So I hope it's, true that everyone gets along. She and Frank are still in the house flipping business, and what they're doing right now is they are building a house for David. So they're very enmeshed in each other's lives, very enmeshed. I don't know, Dolores kisses Frank goodbye when she's leaving to go out for ice cream with David, and then she's going to spend the night at David's, and it's all a little too nice, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. Now we're checking in with Melissa and Joe, and we see the kids. Thank God they seem like they're finally growing up. Joey's 9, Gino's 12, I think they said, and Antonia's 14. I need them to get out of their wild animal phase. The one thing I am not looking forward to with New Jersey is the children. Other than Gia, who is an angel from God and can do no wrong, the other children are insane. Melissa and Joe's kids, wild animals. Jackie and Evan's children, Evan, is that his name? I think so. Wild animals. Jennifer and Bill's children, they are feral vampire bats. It's a lot. It is a lot. So I personally am looking forward to when they get a little bit older, to where they're not running around on top of the kitchen counters. You know what I'm saying? So Melissa and Joe get to talking, and she asked him what he did today, and he's like, I was over by my sister's house. Joe's like, listen, she waited 3 long years for him to get out of prison, and he finally did, and now he may never come home. So Melissa said, yeah, and then there's the cheating rumors. And he's like, yeah, she says it's just a friend. And Melissa was not so convinced, but she said, okay, then it's just a friend. In the confessional, she said she was hanging around with him a lot and they were getting photographed, but I go by what my family says. But what she also says is that Teresa's life often gets in the way of her own life with her husband, which I totally get. Okay, so now we are at Jennifer's house and her mom is there, of course, cooking some kind of dinner for everybody. And Olivia, her youngest, is helping to set the table. And Jennifer goes, "Oh, you're such a cutie. Are you wearing makeup?" Olivia goes, "Yes." And Jennifer goes, "Don't you think you're too young?" Olivia, "Mom, I'm 6. It was cute. She's adorable, but she's going to be trouble. Trust me. Melania's got nothing on this chick. Okay, so the older kids are like, when's Dad coming home? And she's like, well, he's stuck at work. Now, we get a flashback to last year when the kids kind of confronted him and said, we don't see you. You're not much of a father figure to us. Oh my God, you guys. Look at this interview look. What is happening here? Of course she's still rocking the Chanel. She lives and dies for the stuff, but that's not what's concerning me. The hair? Like this kind of 80s ratted, swept up and coming down one side kind of a thing. Let me just say this. If that is going to be like a recurring look, I'm going to have to try and recreate it. At some point, I'm gonna have to get my hair to look like that. But that's not where this thing ends. It's like this giant puffy sleeved, it's got lapels, giant puffy sleeves, it's red, and it's got black bows on either shoulder. I'm getting a real Desperately Seeking Susan vibe, and I'm not entirely sure how she came up with it. I would be remiss if I did not say that it rivals Gina's confessional looks. It is right up there with how much pleasure it's giving me. Every time I go back and look at it, it's jarring, is what it is. I cannot make heads or tails of it. Okay, this is kind of funny. Well, Bill does get home early. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you all. Where's my kiss? And he kind of floats through the house, kisses Jennifer. Well, I'm going to go change my clothes now. And he floats out of the room. And Jennifer said, Bill has been making such an effort. It's really nice. And he's also been much more romantic. For example, he'll just call in the middle of the workday and say, hey, you're due for your Botox. Oh, God, that is so romantic. Oh, God. I missed Jennifer. So I guess he also suggested that he could just suck the fat right out of her body whenever she would like that to be done. So she now, I think she's going to have a little liposuction addiction here because she's like, just take a little bit out here, take a little bit out there. They show a little side-by-side picture and she looks great. She looked great before. The thing that is striking me about this picture is that she's in the exact same outfit and it fits her the same. But she's clearly thinner in one than the other. So my question to you is, do you think she went out and bought the exact same top but in a different size? Because that would be weird, wouldn't it? Also, and I don't mean to be so nitpicky, but the entire shape of her head has changed. Like in the second picture, it's more elongated. I mean, to me, she looks prettier in the picture on the left. I'm being nitpicky and hypercritical, and I don't really want to do that. So let's move on. Okay, so now we are over at Teresa's house for the first time. We haven't even checked in with her yet. Anyway, they're cooking, getting ready for dinner. Nono is there. The kids are there. And they're talking about Gia going away to school. She just graduated high school and she's going to Rutgers. And Gia said, I'm never coming back home. And then Teresa in her confessional said, yeah, I'm going to really miss her because, like, she's my rock. She's everything. She's my firstborn, but, like, she's also my helper and my confidant. Yes, which is exactly why she's going away to school and says she will never come back. Too much. You ladies. Kelly does it. Teresa does it. Stop treating your daughters like your confidants. Don't do that. Even though they have way more sense than you, they're still your children. And you can't, like, talk to them about their dad or boyfriends or nothing. Don't do that. Not that. You've got plenty of girlfriends you can talk to about that stuff. Anyway, Gia says something about Rutgers having a good law program or something like that. And Melania goes, you're copying me because I said I wanted to be a lawyer. So they're all laughing. And oh my God, could you imagine Melania as a lawyer? But it's all funny and everything until Melania says why she wants to be a lawyer. She goes, I wanted to be a lawyer because it gets me so mad that our dad is in jail and he might be getting deported. Teresa's like, yeah, I know. And, you know, everybody's sad. It's a mess. It is just a mess. And, you know, I blame Joe. Whether you think you're going to get caught or not, you know when you're doing something illegal. You're stupid if you don't think about the consequences of that. I'm almost like, I feel angry at him for what he's putting his daughters through. Oh my God, you guys, did I tell you how much I love Gia? I love Gia. Why can't Teresa ever make as much sense as Gia does when she speaks? I guess you could say that the one thing Teresa and Joe did right is they provided a good education for their children. I don't know. So where we are right now is in the timeline is that Joe still has a week left of his sentence before he's released from jail and then has to go to an ICE facility to appeal his deportation. So Gia is like explaining to her younger sisters, you know, it's going to be fine. He just has to go there just for a little while. We're appealing it and, you know, then he can come home. All of this, of course, is breaking my heart because we know he's not coming home. In Gia's confessional, she's saying how this never should have happened because my dad should have gotten his citizenship. And even on that show with Andy Cohen, when asked about that, because he came here when he was a year old, his parents brought him here. He knew about it at a certain point that he needed to take his citizenship test, and he's just, you know, he just never did it. So yeah, that's on you. Again, another poor decision on your part, Joe. So Gia's a little bit mad about that. So Gia says, when I was talking to Dad, he said, I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just gonna go to Italy. So Teresa explained that he could either go to the ICE detention center and wait to fight it so that he can stay in the country, or as soon as he's released from jail at any point, he is free to go to Italy. But if he does, he can never come back. What Gia was saying was that Joe said, I'm so sick of all this, I'm just gonna go. And Gia told him, if you do that and you don't fight to stay here in this country with us, our relationship is over. I get it. Oh my God, you guys. I don't even want to do Nono's voice because I do it because I think it's funny. But Gia was saying to Melania, you know, I've got 3 big things happening in my life. I'm going to prom and I'm graduating high school and I'm going away to school. And I want my dad there for that. And Melania's like, oh, who cares? She's like, just stop it, Melania. You would care if it was happening to you, if these big events were happening in your life. And Dad wasn't there for it. And so Melania's like, I'm out of here. And I think Teresa said, and that's what you do. You just walk away. And so then Adriana asked if she could leave. But before she left, she gave Gia a big hug and kiss. Oh, God, these girls are so cute. And then it was just Gabriella was sitting at the end. And Gia's like, you're lucky because you're going to have Dad here. And Teresa's like, well, we don't know that. And she's like, I know, but I'm just saying, like, for sure, I'm not going to have him around because I'm going to be gone away at school. And oh my God, it is so hard, you guys, because we know he's in Italy right now. It's just, it's killing me. And then Nono said, oh my God, I'm a stupid mess. Nono basically said that I'm like your dad and your grandfather. It's just, it's sweet. This family is hurting, and it makes me even more angry with Joe. Whatever you think about, his sentence, whether you think it's too harsh or whatever, whether you think he should have been deported or not been deported, whether you think they're making an example of him and it's wrong, just remember, none of that would have been an issue if he didn't break the law. So yeah, I still blame him. Okay, so we check in with Jennifer. She goes to Bill's office, and Bill has hired her sister too. Her sister's either divorced or widowed. I can't remember. Anyway, she talked about how, Bill is just a gem. No other man would be this kind to their in-laws. Wrong, but okay. I mean, I'm glad he is, but I wouldn't say no other man would do that. Then they're talking about the party. She is having a customer appreciation party for Bill's office's 5th anniversary. And he said, yes, and who's coming from your side? And she said, well, I invited all the girls, but Jackie's mad at me right now. And he said, what's going on? And she said, well, they were supposed to have a play date, and Olivia loves Jackie's daughter. They're about the same age, and the kids were supposed to come over, and Jackie canceled. She's like, I mean, it's one thing if you're mad at me, but don't punish my daughter, because Olivia started crying. And then Bill asked why Jackie was mad at her, and we didn't get the answer. Instead, we cut over to Jackie getting out of a car and showing up at this restaurant where she is meeting Melissa and Margaret. So Margaret mentions this party that Jennifer is having. Jackie said, are you going? And she goes, of course we're going. Aren't you? And she said, well. Then we cut back to Jennifer, and she's now answering Bill's question. So I went out with Teresa the other night, and you know how I love to do impressions? I feel you, girl. You and me both. Did it get you in trouble? Well, here's what's going on, Bill. She can't take a joke. Teresa started videotaping. Wait, let me pull up the Instagram post. So now she's showing it to him. We see the screen, like the video's gonna start, and we close in on the screen, and then when we pan back out again, it's Jackie holding her version of it on her phone and telling the ladies. According to Jackie, she said that Teresa told her to make fun of Jackie, and that Jennifer goes all in on it. Okay, so it was her impression of Jackie at the reunion last year, and she's going, define stalker, Mrs. Merriam-Webster, define stalker. Not bad, by my standards anyway. Certainly as good as me. Needless to say, neither Margaret nor Melissa are laughing. And Jackie's like, what are we, in 2nd grade? After that, a couple weeks ago, she was very warm and kind to me. And in Jackie's confessional, she said that Jennifer and she had gotten very close. The families were very close, their kids. And Margaret goes, making fun of people like that? That's up. It really hurt Jackie. In her confessional, she said, when I saw her making fun of me, it really stung. All right, so now back over to Jennifer and Bill. Jennifer said that Jackie responded to her and said, cyberbullying is never okay at any age. Okay, Jackie, was that the best way you could have handled this? You're calling it cyberbullying? That's not okay, actually. That kind of bothers me. There are kids who are bullied online. There are kids who are told to kill themselves by other kids. For you to call what Jennifer did cyberbullying, I don't like that. As much as I understand that it hurt Jackie, all she had to do was tell her, hey, you know what? I feel like you were making fun of me, and that really hurt my feelings. Say that. Don't put this label of cyberbullying on it, because what you effectively did is now make Jennifer feel like you're blowing it out of proportion. She now doesn't feel ashamed and sorry that she did it. Now she's defensive. Even Bill is chiming in on this one. That's not what cyberbullying is. Say it hurt your feelings. Don't call it cyberbullying. So now Bill has given Jennifer the courage to text Jackie. I'm going to text her right now. Meanwhile, we flash over to the dinner, and Jackie is saying that, Jennifer just wants to be Teresa's friend so badly that I think when Teresa says, make fun of Jackie, Jennifer will do it. Jackie's like, I just wish Teresa would think before she does stuff. And Melissa's like, that'll never happen. Margaret said, I'm just so surprised she wants to put all this negative energy out there with everything that's going on in her life. She's, seen around with this young boy who wears a backpack, no less. And then Melissa, honestly, you guys, I heard he's just a friend. Just the look on Melissa's face, you can tell even she doesn't believe that. Jackie's like, oh, okay. There's an awful lot of pictures out there. Okay, so now Jackie gets the text from Jennifer and she reads it to the ladies. It was supposed to be lighthearted and funny. I didn't think you'd take it personal, but I'm fine with whatever. Okay, next we are at Teresa's house, and it is 2 days before Joe's transfer to the ICE facility. Okay, so what's going on is that they are having an in-ground pool put in. Yes, Teresa said that for the past 2 years, I've been paying restitution, and now I have some extra money. How do you have extra money? You're putting your kids through college? Okay. But the girls have always wanted a pool, and she wants to do something nice for them. They've had a rough time. I don't begrudge those girls anything because, they have had a rough time, but I just feel like I still think that Teresa is a little bit tone deaf in terms of how she is spending money or living lavishly on camera with the entire mess that's been going on with her family. Oh God. Okay. Dolores is coming over now and she basically says what I just said. She gets there and they know Tony, the pool guy. He's out there measuring for the pool and everything. I guess they went to school together. Dolores goes, oh, I remember when you two dated for a hot second. They are all, they're very touchy, Teresa and Tony. So Dolores is like, how much is this gonna cost? He's like, we don't worry about that. Teresa goes, a lot. And then, like I said, Dolores, thank you, Dolores. Dolores is like, she's got 4 kids she's got to put through college. But you know what? Whatever. It's her money. So they go inside and have some coffee and talk. And Gia was saying how she's going to a school that's only 45 minutes away so that she can come home and visit often if her dad comes home, she wants to be close to be there. And, she's like a perfect kid. And then she leaves. And then Teresa is telling Dolores that this appeal, she goes, I'm doing it, but this appeal is really expensive. And she goes, it's fine, whatever. I'll do it. And then Dolores in her confessional said, I don't think Teresa is loving Joe so much right now, but she's doing this for her kids. So, Teresa does explain, and I think, again, I keep referring to the Andy Cohen special, but he was in that ICE facility for 8 months. Here in this conversation with Dolores, Teresa is saying, it could be like 6 months. And Dolores said, oh, that's nothing, he's doing this for his family. And she said, I know it's easy for us to say that, but I know what it's like on the inside, and this could be even worse than the place he is right now, which I guess he kind of alluded to the fact that it was. In fact, that's when he got thrown into the shoe. When he was at the ICE facility, not during the entire 3 years he was in the prison he's in. So now Dolores gets to the reason she came in the first place. And she said, are you going to Jennifer's party? And Teresa said, oh, yeah, I'm going to go. And she said, okay, good. Yeah, so am I. So I talked to Margaret. She was out to dinner with Jackie and Melissa. And something kind of came up about the rumors that were going around about you. So we get a little flashback, and Margaret did report what Jackie said. If it looks like a duck and it sounds like a duck, it's probably a duck. She said to Teresa, listen, it can look like a duck, it can walk like an elephant, it doesn't matter. If my friend says that's not what's happening, then I believe her. Which we know Dolores is loyal to a fault. Of course this is pissing off Teresa, because Teresa already doesn't like Jackie. So then Teresa goes, and Melissa was there? And she goes, yeah. Well, I hope Melissa stood up for me and set Jackie straight. To be fair, I didn't mention this earlier, but yes, Melissa did actually. She put the kibosh on that because she said, Jackie, you're talking about my sister-in-law, and I get it. You don't have the best relationship with her. That's fine. But she told me it didn't happen. That's where we are leaving it. And you have to respect that. And Jackie said, I do. I respect that. And they moved on. So Melissa totally stood up for Teresa. Next, it is one day before Joe's transfer to the ICE facility. And it is the day of the party that Jennifer is putting on for her husband's business. All right, so Melissa shows up first, and Margaret and Jackie are coming together. So Jackie is going to come. So now Teresa gets there, Dolores is there. So Teresa says in her confessional, I think, that Melissa had a whole week to call me and tell me that Jackie's been running her mouth about me, but she never said a word. So now that they're both here, I'm going to have to talk to them or something like that. So now Melissa, who did defend her sister-in-law, and she did shut Jackie down. Now the fact that she wasn't a good soldier like Dolores and come and report it to the godmother, she's going to get in trouble anyway. So, sorry, Melissa, you still screwed up. So there's like some awkward hellos now when the frenemies see each other. Jackie, I don't know, man. I think if you weren't going to genuinely try to make up with Jennifer, you probably should have stayed home. I don't love that she's just standing there while everyone is, greeting each other hello. Jennifer does walk up to Jackie and give her a big hug, and she said, I'm glad you came. I really am. And Jackie's like, not saying anything. Come on. In her confessional, she's like, I'm over this super sweet fake stuff if she's not going to give me an apology. Teresa is standing there, and Jackie looks at her, and Teresa looks at Jackie. And finally, Teresa said, hi. Then we get Dolores' confessional. I have been around Teresa for many, many years, and the sound of her voice is not good. I have only been around Teresa for a few years, and I could tell you that the sound of her voice is not good. Yeah, Joe. So now Jennifer goes over to Jackie to talk to her. She thanks her again for coming, and she seems pretty sincere about the fact that she's happy that she's there. And then she said, I'm sorry that you took what I did the wrong way. It was really meant to be lighthearted and fun, and basically that she meant nothing malicious by that. And Jackie said, well, I would believe that if you weren't there with a bunch of people that hate me and that you were trying to impress them. And Jennifer's like, no, that's not what happened. And Jackie's just not really buying that. Okay, well, the conversation between Jennifer and Jackie goes really well. It was meant as a joke. I'm sorry you can't take a joke. Jackie, when you're sticking your fingers in my face, 'cause you're giving me a condescending smirk. Meanwhile, now Melissa and Teresa are having a conversation. Teresa hasn't even gotten her hands on Jackie yet. So Teresa starts to say something about, yeah, I heard Dolores told me about you going out to eat with them and all that. And I heard that Jackie didn't like the little video we made. And Melissa's like, well, I mean, I think she was hurt by it, you know. Oh, come on, it was a joke. And it's pretty much the same stuff. Melissa's like, well, no, I mean, I feel like she thought you were coming after her. Well, she came after me first. And I heard she was spreading rumors about me. And Melissa goes, well, I don't think she was spreading rumors about you. And Teresa goes, I would never let anybody talk about you. Yeah. Best sister-in-law a girl could ever ask for, Teresa. And Melissa's like, well, I mean, maybe now. And Teresa goes, yeah, well, no, like, you know, like a lot of people respect you because you're my sister-in-law. Oh, my God. You know, it's the Teresa show. Melissa goes, oh, okay. Is that the only reason people respect me? Oh, okay. Now, back to Jennifer and Jackie. Now Margaret's over there, too. Jennifer's like, listen, you wrote that article about me. You're a writer. That's what you do. Me, I'm a funny girl. Like, what? This is your role now, Jennifer? You have to make the jokes. You're a funny girl. I mean, she ends up saying, I don't think I did anything wrong. So Margaret's like, okay, go mingle. In Margaret's confessional, she's like, let's be clear. You are not a comedian. Jackie just thinks that Jennifer is Teresa's soldier. Yeah, I mean, there's really no resolution to be had there, I don't think. Back to Teresa and Melissa. Melissa's like, you know what? I did tell her to not talk about you in my presence. I didn't want to hear that, and I did shut her down. And she did. And she's like, can you just go talk to her? And Teresa goes, yeah, I'll go talk to her. And I'm going to tell her to keep my name out of her mouth. Melissa's like, oh, okay, good. That's exactly what I meant. So now Jackie is talking to Margaret and Dolores, and up walks Teresa. Hi, ladies. I'm Jackie. Somebody told me you were spreading rumors about me. Jackie goes, no, I don't spread rumors about people. Somebody asked me about you. And Teresa said, well, just keep my name out of your mouth. And Jackie goes, can I ask the same? Your name is not in my mouth at all. And Jackie goes, really? That Instagram video? And Teresa goes, I never throw the first punch. In Jackie's confessional, she's basically saying, well, yeah, okay, so that first thing I said last year, she holds a grudge, and then she just like pulls that out whenever she wants. In any case, they make a truce because Jackie says, that's fine. I won't talk about you if you don't talk about me. And Teresa said, okay. So Teresa's like, okay, guys, I'm out of here. And she leaves. Okay, so everybody's leaving the party. Jackie doesn't really say goodbye to Jennifer. Well, she doesn't. She does say goodbide to Bill. Okay, next we see on the screen, Thursday, 12:01 a.m. And we see like the news stories about Joe.
Joe Giudice is set to be released from prison, but he will not be heading home.
Joe Giudice is in ICE custody. Giudice will remain at the immigration center indefinitely while he awaits his deportation ruling.
Then we hear a phone call from Joe calling Teresa, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Am I okay? It's bad. This is bad in here. I could go nuts." Okay, and that is where episode 1 ends. You know, we got to see a lot of clips of what's coming, and it does look like there's a lot of action going on there. I hope you guys are going to be along for the ride for the Jersey Girls. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love to hear from you. You know I love you guys. And I will be back next Wednesday for the next recap of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I hope you'll be there too. Bye-bye.